Hi, fellow traders. I'm coming back to you today with another addition to my small trade account trades, and want to kind of share with you today. Today was a little struggle, and I don't want to think that it's a product of what happened Friday because Thursday, because I had put all that behind me and was really focused on this week. But you'll see in a minute. My day started with an accident, um, clicking short versus clicking buy, and that's what's got me down $44. Already I'm down with commissions down $60 to start the day off with. So that's not a good thing. But you know, admittingly, I'm moderating chat. I'm answering questions. PMs that I get, and I'm doing too many other things instead of focusing 100% on what I'm doing. So it's easy to click the wrong button, and that's what I did. But ordinarily it wouldn't be a big deal. But again, we're dealing with a small account. We have limited funds in it, and we're trying to grow it. So $60 to $100 that you lose in a day can be devastating. And that kind of set in, even though you try you have these guards in place to try to keep you from thinking about it, in which it happened. I put it out of me and I started focusing on the next trade. But then when things start going wrong with that trade and it's not going perfectly, which most trades never do, then everything starts creeping in. And it's a battle within yourself to try to make sure that you control yourself, gather yourself, and make sure that it's make the right decisions in your trade. And that's kind of what I went through today. And I'm going to share that with you. On the first, what we're looking at was EXAS, and this was on my watch. If you're in chat, it was on my watch list, and I should have taken it the opening range, and I should have taken it twice before I took it this time. Here is, I could have taken it the opening range and got a little bit out of it, but we got the pullback. This candle really is what took me out of that. So we got the pullback, and I was looking for the pullback to VWAP to get in, for the push up. And we got the pullback, and I missed it. Just flat slept on it. Didn't feel comfortable with it, and really got upset with myself for not taking it, because this was the setup I was looking for, and it gave me two opportunities to get in that gave me the perfect risk reward against the VWAP, but I missed both of them. Then made the move right up to where I was looking for it to move, and didn't take it. So as it pulled back, I'm like, well, this 1560 level and this 9 should give it, pretty good support. And we got the VWAP pushing up. So this should be a good area to take it. And so this is where we're going to pick the trade up, the chart up live, because this is where I was and this is where I was looking to get in. So let's go to the live chart here. So I'm looking at this. We're getting a bounce here. So everything's looking good. The 2 minute. So 1590 was where I wanted to get in. So here we come back. We got 1590 here on the ass. So I go ahead and jump on it. So we get in. Now watch. How many seconds does it take for me to be down $100? Just watch this. Here's 16 seconds. I'm down 85. All right, 30 seconds. I'm down $100. It happened so fast that, I had to just grab my head. I didn't even get a chance. My stop was going to be around $50. I had no indication that this thing was going to turn around the way it did. I felt pretty confident and comfortable with it sitting on the 9 moving average here, that it was not going to lose it and that we were going to get that push up. So had I thought that this was going to pull back to the 1560 level that I actually based my trade off of, and you see here, it's pulled back to the 1560 level. And right now it's at 1560. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I went back, I looked at the chart. I didn't panic and just mark it out like some people do. If this happens, they'll just mark it out of it. It's like, I don't want to lose any more money. I'm going to mark it out. You want to look to see what you want to read the chart. And when I took the trade, I was looking at the 1560 level and I was looking at the 9 moving average. The mistake I made was I didn't adjust my position size to allow for it to test that level. So this is what put me in this position. I went in full size when I should have gone in like half size. And this would have given me the room I needed to let this trade test the level that it needed to test without putting me in this, bad situation, without me being down $150. I would have been down like 75, which is cool, which is manageable considering there was a potential $500 trade in this. And as you're going to see, in a few, I really didn't maximize the potential. And it was all because of what happened here as soon as I got in. A lot of the mistakes I made, a lot of the mismanagement, that went into this trade. So now it is coming back. You see it's back. I'm only down, $50 or so. But what I did was I analyzed the chart and I realized as long as I didn't lose this 9 moving average and, it didn't go past that 1560 level, that I was going to be good. This trade was going to work. And so I sat here and I, was watching it work. On the 2-minute, we're making, higher lows and higher highs. The 60-minute, we were forming a doji here. So this, this wasn't promising because it was forming this doji, but, everything else looked pretty good. And we were still above the 9 here. We were still, doing well on the 2-minute. So as long as everything in the technicals were telling me that this trade was still viable, I was going to stick with it. I was just going to have to eat it because I made the mistake of going in, full size. But I felt confident in in my ability to read the chart and read the price action to, stay in this trade and give it enough time to work. Now, had this trade not worked and I ended up losing on it, then I wouldn't have even traded anymore today. I'd have left it alone. And you'll see as this trade progresses, still didn't do well. But I did well enough to limit the damage and, live to fight another day. So you can see now we've been in this trade several minutes and I have yet to be green on it. Now $5 was the closest I've come to being green, and that was when I first entered the trade. So we're still sitting here. I'm waiting for this to take off. Everything looks like it's gonna move, and you're gonna see in a minute where. Let me pause this. Let me go back to this chart here. Okay, what I'm looking at is, okay, right now we're here. All right, this candle is printed. We're working on this candle. So right now I'm looking, all right, where's the next level that this trade can possibly fail at? Because that's where I want to get out. And 1612 is that next level. This is where it pushed above it a little bit and then it came back. So I'm looking for it to possibly do the same thing here. So I'm looking to get out at 1612. Now, I completely forgot about this window that I saw here. This is the window. This is what really got me excited when I started vetting this trade to put on my watch list. This was the window I wanted. I wanted this point right here. But because of everything that went down, I've got tunnel vision. And so all I'm looking at is this. Let me get to this and let me take the trade off and let me regroup. So that's what's going through my mind right now on this trade. So you're gonna see me put that 1612 level in a minute, because once this starts to work and it starts to turn green, then that's what I'm looking at. Now there are people that if they got back break even, or if they got a little green on the trade, they're gonna click it, or they get $25 and they cover commissions, they jump out. But that's the one good thing I did, was I picked a legitimate technical target for me to hit, so that I'm not just jumping out of a trade. Because I could have jumped out of this and not made any money and then turned around and been out of luck. And so even though it's still going back, I'm still red. I hadn't even been green on the trade yet. It's still red. But because the technicals are telling me to stay in this trade, I'm staying in this trade. You know, there was no reason for me to get out. All right, now here's the first sign of green I'm seeing. Now, how many of you would have just clicked this trade, got $25, I'm taking it off? After everything that I've been through. And now the trade is starting to work. Now I remember days, I get this, I got $75, $80, I'm gonna click this thing, especially if I was down big. No, but here's the level that I'm looking at. That's gonna be my target at 1612. Now if it blows through that and starts trading above it, then I'm gonna keep it on. But if it starts to slow down and bounce around that level like it's doing, then I'm gonna take it off because I don't want it to turn on me. I definitely don't want it to turn around and go the other way on me. So you're gonna see me take it off here in a second. And I'm gonna work on getting a better. See, I'm out now because it looked like it was gonna, and it was probably my imagination, but I kept seeing more people coming in, more sellers coming in than buyers, and so that kind of convinced me that this thing might turn around at this level, but obviously it didn't. And this is what it ended up doing. It ended up going right to the level I was looking for pre-market. Went right back to this level. Here's the other thing. I didn't show you this either, but here's the other thing that I was looking at pre-market. Look at the gap. It filled this gap from here, to where it opened. It filled this whole gap. So it was, and you can see we've got all of this mess in the way. But a lot of times when you have a stock that has momentum on its side, it's gonna teeter around these. Like, right here, it pulled back from this level, came back, kind of pulled back from that level, based off of this 1560 level, and then finally broke through this 1612 on up to this 1745 level, and that's where it turned around. So these, even though you had these levels and it gave it some pause, it had enough momentum to drive it through. And we're in the right stocks. I'm finding the right stocks every day. Some days I pick the wrong stock because I'm being greedy and I see more than I should see, but we're picking the right stocks. And as we get better and we get more comfortable trading the way we need to trade with a small account so that we can consistently grow it, then that's all we're looking for. I'm still right on the verge. I had a goal by the end of this month to be between $2,500 and $3,500. If I hit, I'm looking to make 25. That's my goal. So if we make 25 this month and 25 next month and be at, well, I'm gonna make less than 25, but if I made $1,000 this month and next month I make 25, we'll be able to start September at 5 grand, and then we can really start making some moves. But we got to struggle through this. and we got to get through the struggle. So if anybody has any questions, um, you can feel free to reach out to me. Here's my contact info. Our website, averagejoetrader.com, blog. You can email me at averagejoetrader@gmail.com. Drop the E at the end. Or it's probably easier to remember it at warriortrading.com. They'll all will come to me without any issues. So just feel free to contact me. I am later on this week. I'm going to announce the day trading psychology workshop that I'm putting together. It's going to be done over a couple of days. I think 3 days, with possibly a fourth, depending on the question and answer part that we get to put down. It won't be so expensive that everybody gets priced out of it, but it will be a small group type thing, no more than 15 people, and everybody will have audio so we can discuss things, ask questions. It's going to be, a real workshop type setting. So that's why I have to limit it to, no more than 15 people per workshop I do. And it's going to be focused 100% on a lot of the psychology issues that we're having, or the psychological issues that we're having, and that I'm going through, that I'm sharing with you, going back to trading with a small account. And I'll share a lot of the things that I do, that I use to help me get through this, so that I can continue to keep moving forward, and I don't let days like last Thursday beat me down, or a mistake like I made this morning ruin my whole day. So, and then on top of that, missing out on a potential $500 because I got a bad entry, or I just kind of made a lapse in judgment. So you can't let those things get you down, and these are the things that kill new traders. And so that's why I'm doing this workshop. So I'll have more information about that toward the end of the week, and have everything set in stone. But everybody have a good evening and a good night. I'm going to work on the trades I took out my other account, so I'll have that video up a little bit later on, if you're interested in that. But everybody have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow in chat.